Good morning, everyone. This is M4J Watt Replays, and today I've got 3 more replays here for you. And the first one is me driving the Lago. Then after that, we've got Droz is up in here, and then followed by that, Herobrinehunter04. So the first one, I am in my Lago, and we're going to have a very nice game here, but very close as well. So we've already bounced a little bit of damage, and we've only gotten 1 shot off, and we're just trying to get this B1 here, but we just really can't hit him. So I think I'm gonna go for 1 more shot on him to the cupola, and then I'm just gonna give up and not bother with that B1 anymore. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna push forward here and worry about this M7. I get a nice shot there. I managed to back up, and he missed me. I'm gonna finish reloading. I was gonna see if I could shoot him through the building, but unfortunately it bounced off, and we ended up taking a nasty shot in return from him. So I'm almost done reloading. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna go for another shot on that M7. Get 91, bit of a low roll. 3 seconds left on that reload. Gonna come back out. We're gonna go for this. Yeah, we're gonna go for the M7. I get an unfortunate bounce there, but there is still that PZ B2 over in the corner of the map that is not allowing us to move forward. So I'm going to aim in. I do take a shot from him, but it lagged out a bit there. I was a bit laggy this game. It appeared that he turned his side, but obviously he just kept his front facing. So I'm going to come out and see if I can maybe get another shot off onto him. And this time he actually does turn his side. We get a nice 125 shot there into him, and I believe the Hetzer is going... No, the M5 Stewart is going to take him out. Now it is a 4 versus 5. The enemy... Excuse me. The rest of the enemy team is not spotted. And here comes the cruiser force. We're going to come out, get a nice shot there, and damages his ammo rack. And we're going to back up. He takes out our cruiser 4. I'm going to load the HE, get a nice 180 roll there into him. And he is going to run away, but I'm going to start chasing him. I want to take him out. Fortunately, the M5 Stewart does take him out instead. Get a nice shot there on that Lago. And now I am going to be conservative of my hit points because I am still only at half life. And it's now a 2 versus 3. Just me and the Hetzer versus 3 other tanks. I'm going to come up here. I think I switched to the HE. Yes, I do. And we get a nice shot there into the side of his turret. So there's the M3 Lee there. He is being quite rude, actually. I don't exactly know why, but we're going to come up. He's running along there. And we're getting a nice shot there into him, and now we're going to back up. We take a nasty shot from him there. Kind of forgot he did 160 damage instead of 120 like I do. And I am at a 1 shot now. We get a nice shot there on the M3 Elite. But unfortunately, it's just me versus him, and we're both a 1 shot to the other. And there is still an A20 on their team. I have no idea where he's at, though. So for now, it's... just safely assumed it's a 2 versus 1. I could come over that ridge, pop him in the cupola. However, my gun depression, if I had 15 degrees, yeah, he'd be dead. But it's only 10 degrees, and I just can't get my gun down enough. So I'm going to take the M7's advice. I'm not going to poke over that ridge. I'm just going to wait for him to slip up and hopefully expose his tank to me. So I'm going to sit here. It looks like he's starting to kind of drive up that ridge there. But he's actually just turning around and driving off that way. So I'm going to wait here. I can still see him, although he can't see me. So I'm going to kind of back up here. I know he's coming around this corner here. I'm going to drive forward, see if I can spot him any. But I'm just going to sit here, and he's actually not going to come around the corner from this way. Excuse me. So he's not there, so I'm going to back up, turn around, and go back over the ridgeline. Because I do know that he has he doesn't have really any good gun depression, and he's got that very tall turret up on top. So I'm going to come around the corner here, see if I can get him. And I learned in chat from our M7 that their M7 is AFK, which I was kind of suspecting now. Come around the corner, take out the M3 Lee with a nice shot there, completely surprising him. And now it is just an AFK M7 on their team. And so, of course, we're going to... Excuse me. We're going to come over here. I was in the middle of typing there. But I see him over there, so I'm going to come around here, get a nice, I tried to get a shot on the M7, just missed pretty bad, but we're going to come around here, we're going to load up the HE, and we are just going to get a nice shot there, set him on fire for 200, how much damage is this going to do? 296. Then we're going to finish loading, and we're going to leave him at just 20-something health, and then we're going to take, obviously take him out with this second shot. So we had a pretty close game there, managed to get the AFK at the end for our third kill, pulled off 1,768 damage, and of course, we got the Masterclass badge in the logo. And, excuse me, next up, Droseisupinhere is driving the M41 Walker Bulldog. And this replay is going to have some glitches. It never really shows that he's actually shooting. You just see the shell flying, and suddenly starts reloading. But he's gotten 2 shots there off on that LTTB. He's just working this ridgeline. There's the SC-100. As you can see, it is glitching a bit now. He's going to try to run away because their whole team is coming over here. He's taking shots and actually bouncing a shot. He just drives by the LTTB, and he... oh my word, sorry. And he is going to run and get out of here as quick as he can. And somehow, he managed to run away and only having taken 1 shot, which is an absolute miracle, and pretty much never happens to anybody in that same scenario. But he managed to somehow pull out of that alive, and now he, there's this ARL-44 all by himself. He gets a nice shot there and actually bounces a shot from him. He's bounced 2 shots so far, actually, one from the ARL-44 and one from, I believe, the, actually, it may have just been the ARL-44. But he's bounced 450 damage, and hasn't done too much damage himself so far, but he hasn't had too much of the opportunity to. The Bulldog gets pretty tricky. You've got to find an isolated tank and pretty much just circle it. As you can see, there's some of that glitching there. He's just firing. It doesn't show like the muzzle flash or anything, but he is getting shots off there on that Comet. The Nashorn's going to come around, loads up the HE, doesn't quite penetrate that shot there. But the ARL-44 is coming around from the side there. The Nashorn's right there around the building. So he's going to load up the HE again. Gets a nice 212 shot in there. And now he is going to start pushing this Nashorn and the Comet. The Nashorn just got taken out, so he's only got this Comet to worry about. So he's going to come around here. He's going to use the auto-aim, gets a nice shot there, just kind of circling around. Gets another shot. Well, actually, that one missed. But he bounces the third shot, gets a second shot off, and this Comet is actually missing every single shot. Gets another shot off. Comet misses again, and he takes that Comet out. So pretty well, a very nice flank there on that Comet. Just completely obliterated him. Now there's that Tiger P there, gets a nice shot there. And he's going to back up, going for that track shot, but can't quite make it. And this is really what the Bulldog is all about. While you don't have good damage per shot, and it's very tricky to get the damage out in these games, you do have very, very nice damage per minute. So if you can just get behind a tank, or get to them while they're distracted, or something of that nature, then you can very easily just shred the enemy team. He's going to try to take out this LTTB there, but the Tiger 1 does that instead. And this P-43 comes around. He gets a shot there. Unfortunately, his ammo rack and his track gets damaged, and that cuts his damage per minute in half. And fortunately for him, the P-43 TER and the ARL-44 are both at low health. Gets a nice shot there on the P-43. Unfortunately, only leaves him at 6 health. P-43 is going to try to hide behind this KV-2, but he loads up the heat. Gets a nice shot there in that turret. And now he took a shot from the ARL-44. So he switches to the armor piercing again. He's going to come around the corner here, and I probably would have waited right here for the ARL, but he doesn't have the shot there. He pushed forward just a little too far, and he moved forward so he wouldn't get shot in return. And now, what he's doing here, he's resetting his camo. He's being smart. He can wait here for his consumable to recharge, so that way he can heal his ammo rack before he starts to run. Besides that, the ARL-44 is still probably sitting on the bridge, and if he sits here and moves, he will get spotted and taken out. And the KV-1S is calling him a complete noob for just sitting here, but if he were to move, now the ARL-44 is obviously not sitting there anymore. He's just waiting on his consumable to recharge, but if he were to move whenever the KV-1S was telling him to, then he most likely would have died. So now, he repairs his ammo rack. He's going to start moving here, and like I believe he suspected, the ARL went to capture the base like any smart heavy tank would do. He knows the ARL is a 2-shot, so he can't take him out with 1 shot, but he is also a 1-shot to the ARL. So his only hope is to catch him off guard, and maybe, just maybe, he can get those 2 shots in there. He goes for the blind shot there. The ARL was not sitting there, however, so it didn't actually do anything. And now he's going to flank around here and see if he can get behind that ARL. KV-1S is starting to call him a coward. He's not a coward. He is being smart. He's coming around here. There's the ARL-44. Gets a nice shot there, and he is going to reload and take that ARL-44 out before he even knows what's happening. So, pretty good game there from Droseisupinhere. Managed to pull off 3,033 damage and 4 kills, which I know was his best battle in the Bulldog yet. Unfortunately, it was not a Mastery class. It was not an Ace Tanker, just a first badge. And finally, we have Herobrinehunter04 driving the PZ2G. And this tank, since the collector vehicles, pretty much all the tier 3s got buffed damage-wise, it's got a really scary gun. While the reload for the magazine's not too great, about 10.5 seconds or so, the damage per magazine is approximately 160, with each shot doing 40 damage per shot, is my understanding. However, excuse me, it does have 4 shells in the magazine. Each one does about 40 damage or so. So you will be able to really pump up the damage as long as you can hide during your magazine reload. There's that PC-35T, gets 2 shots off, or his magazine off there, does 130 damage to him. Now he's going to push this M5 Stuart, and he's actually bouncing shots. While this tank doesn't have PC-2J armor, it can bounce the shots. Unfortunately, he does miss all of his shots there on that M5 Stuart, and his LT-VZ38 is going to be taken out. But he's going to come around here, gets 2 shots off there, and he gets the entire magazine off into that M5 Stuart, although he did low roll a bit. Takes the tracks off of him. He's going to finish reloading, and he's waiting on that Stuart to come around, gets the 4 shots off there, 183, and he can take a few shots from this Stuart. He is pretty much at full health. He's trying to do a little bit of side scraping, but it's really not going to do any good. Takes another shot from the Stuart. He's just waiting on him to make a mistake, come around the corner, and he does, and he's going to take that Stuart out and go for the magazine reload. And now it's simply 2 tanks left on the enemy team, a Tetrarch and the D2. Now he's going to go for this Tetrarch here. Even though it's just a tier 2, he can easily handle him, but at the same time, the Tetrarch does have a very good gun. So he's going to go for this tank, goes in for the ram, gets nice 70 damage there, and he's going to pump in his entire magazine, leaving him only 3 health. Is he going to be able to get that kill? Unfortunately, he is not. The Cruiser 3 takes him out. He's going to come up, though, and he is going to take out this D2 for his 3rd kill. So, a pretty nice game there in the PC2G. Hasn't seen a game like this. Haven't seen a game from a PC2G in a long time. Manages to do 1,251 damage and 3 kills, and of course, he got the Mastery Class badge. But that is all for today, folks. If you like this video, despite my terrible sounding voice tonight, or this morning, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. This is M4J Watt Replays, over and out.